My dear child, I speak to you now, in the softest voice of everlasting love, the voice that formed you with intention and cares for you at every moment. I know the depth of your longing for peace and resolution, and I see the burdens you carry, both those you speak about and those you hold in silence. I want you to remember that I am here, closer than your very breath, and that nothing you face is beyond my understanding. Even when you think you cannot see me, I am right by your side. Even when tears blur your vision, my gentle hand wipes them away. Even when doubt weighs down your spirit, I whisper hope into your soul, reminding you of the promises I have spoken into your life. My love for you is not dependent on your circumstances or your emotions. It is unconditional and steadfast, uncheckable even in the fiercest storms. I invite you to settle your heart and trust that you are held in my unwavering devotion. I want you to know that your prayers never go unheard. Sometimes it may feel as though the answers are delayed, or you fear that I have not noticed your pleas. In truth, I am at work, in ways far beyond what your mind can comprehend. Every concern you place in my hands is precious to me. I cradle your worries, as tenderly as a mother cradles her newborn, and I breathe comfort into them when the answers do not align with your expected timeline. Do not assume I have denied your request. My perspective sees the end from the beginning. I weave together events and moments in perfect time, orchestrating solutions that bless not only you, but also those around you. Wait with patience and faith, for in the space of waiting, I am molding your heart and strengthening your spirit. My child, be assured that each tear you have cried is known to me. Pain and heartbreak have visited your life, yet you continue to rise. You have stumbled and fallen, but you have not remained on the ground. My hand has reached for you every single time, helping you stand once more. I want you to remember the moments I have already carried you through. Call them to mind and let them nourish your hope. I do not change the same power that sustained you, then will sustain you still. Even if doubt tries to consume your mind, cling to the remembrance of my faithfulness. I will never abandon you. You are mine, and I am fully committed to bringing you through the valleys to the mountains of renewed strength. Sometimes you worrying that your past mistakes disqualify you from my favor. You believe your missteps have damaged your future. Release yourself from the weight of that lie. I have covered you with mercy and offered you a new beginning. If you have come to me in genuine repentance, I have already removed the stain of guilt, offering you a clean slate. Your regrets may try to follow you, but if you place your focus on my forgiveness, regret cannot enslave you any longer. I see not the labels the world puts on you, nor the shame you try to carry. Instead, I see the potential in your heart, the brightness of your spirit when guided by my love, the unique gifts I planted in you before you were born. If I have forgiven you fully, then you must also learn to forgive yourself, for only then can you walk into the beautiful future I have designed. Be mindful about the voices you allow into your life. Some voices try to remind you of your failures, or they insist you cannot change. I remind you today you are not defined by any failure, but by my love at work within you. You are not defined by what others say. Let my voice resonate the loudest. For I am the one who calls you beloved. I am the one who looks upon you and says, I have chosen you, I have redeemed you, and I have a plan for you. Where there has been bitterness in your relationships, I want to pour healing where there has been anger. I desire to replace it with compassion and understanding where there has been distrust. I seek to build bonds that cannot be shaken. This healing often begins in your own heart, as you discover how cherished you truly are. Do not underestimate the power of your prayers, spoken in faith and sincerity. When you kneel before me, even if you have no words, and you merely place your heart in my presence, you are calling forth miraculous change, in the realm you see and in the realm you do not see. Your pleas on behalf of your family and friends matter deeply. I hear every request, every cry. My spirit moves in answer to your intercessions, guiding your loved ones through dangers you might never even know about. Some breakthroughs happen immediately, while others unfold more slowly. But always trust that I, who am boundless in power and love, hold every step of your journey. Be encouraged, beloved child. I have not forgotten the dreams you had as a child, nor the later desires that you nurtured in your heart. If some have seemed to wither or die, know that I am in the business of bringing life from what appears lifeless. My spirit revives, my spirit renews. It is never too late to dream again under my guidance, for I am limitless, and I infuse my children with creativity, passion, and purpose. Even in moments when you feel too weary to dream, rest in my arms, and I will rekindle the spark of possibility within you. Lay down your fears and your disillusionment, and let me remind you that I am able to do far more than you can imagine. I see the times you attempt to shoulder your burdens alone, thinking your strength is enough, but you do not have to do anything in isolation. I'm your ever-present help, and I long to share your load. Yield to my wisdom. When you feel confusion, nod your mind. Come before me, and I will fill you with clarity. When anxiety tries to rob you of sleep, rest in my assurance that I watch over you. There is no shame in admitting your limitations, for in acknowledging your need. You open a pathway for me to manifest my power. Through you, let go of the lie that you must handle everything. Surrender is not failure, surrender is the key. That unlocks my supernatural strength. In your life, remember too, that the blessings I give you are not for you alone. I bless you, so you can be a blessing to those around you. Sometimes you wonder why you must endure trials, why your path seems so uphill. In part, the lessons you learn and the compassion you develop become a priceless gift for others who struggle. You have a story that can shine the light of hope into the darkness of someone else's despair. I want you to speak words of life and encouragement. I want you to offer a warm embrace to those who feel abandoned. In doing so, you reflect my heart to the world. Whenever you comfort someone, you are an instrument of my grace. Whenever you feed someone who is hungry, you model my care. Whenever you reach out to the lonely, you display my nearness to the brokenhearted. When you face adversity, know that I allow no test to come into your life without a way for you to overcome it. Some challenges aim to refine you, to show you the depth of courage and resilience you carry when anchored in my love. Even in the face of strong storms, let your heart remain calm. For I am the one who commands the winds to be still, and I am the one who can speak peace into your greatest troubles. There is no wave too large for me to calm. There is no night so dark that my light does not pierce it. I want you to replace your fear with faith, knowing I go before you and prepare a safe path. Sometimes you feel unworthy to receive my care, as though you must earn my attention by perfect behavior. That notion only weighs you down. You cannot earn my love, because my love is a gift freely given. Yes, I desire you to walk in holiness and righteousness, but I do not withdraw my love when you fail. Instead, I offer the grace that lifts you and enables you to begin again. Draw near to me daily, not out of fear or duty, but out of the genuine desire to be in my presence. My heart is always open, always ready to receive you if you have grown weary. In that pause, breathe in my peace. Feel the gentle presence that has been there all along, supporting and guiding you. Let your heart be still in the middle of chaos, because I am your resting place. Give me your anxieties, I am able to handle them all. When you pass through times of sorrow, let me be your comforter. When you climb steep hills of impossibility, let me be your strength. My arms are outstretched, waiting for you to lean on me, so you can find restoration and vitality. No matter how many times you have wandered, I have faithfully sought you, My arms remain open to embrace you. My dear child, do not let the voices of accusation convince you that you are too flawed for me. I have chosen you, and I have washed away every stain that could separate us. Whatever was used by others to define you or shame you, I have turned it into a testimony of redemption. Stand in that redemption with courage, for I have not given you a spirit of fear. I have poured into you the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind even in your weakest hours. I'm the one who makes you strong, even when your thoughts spiral. My word anchors you in truth. Let me whisper that truth to your heart. When doubts arise, let my voice be your compass, directing you when life's paths are unclear. You may look at the world around you and feel overwhelmed. Tensions, conflicts, and uncertainty can make you question the future. But beloved child, remember that I hold the world in my hand. I see every unfolding event, every shift in governments, every silent tear. I will never lose control. My sovereignty extends over all creation, and my heart continues to beat for every soul in need. Though it appears that darkness is spreading, do not underestimate the power of the light I have placed in my people. Let your heart remain anchored in my steadfastness. Let your lips proclaim my peace. Sometimes, you ask yourself whether you can make a difference, whether one life can matter in a sea of voices. I tell you yes. Your life carries immeasurable worth, and I have placed in you a unique expression of my love. For this generation, you do not need a public platform for me to use you. In the quiet, your sincere acts of service and compassion create ripples that extend farther than you realize, even if you never see the full impact. Trust that I am using your faithfulness for a grander design. You are a vessel of my grace. Do not hide your gifts, do not bury your talents. Step forward with the confident assurance that you are needed and significant in my plan. I invite you now to let go of any resentment or unforgiveness that may have taken root in your heart. Bitterness is a silent thief, robbing you of joy and freedom. Forgive not to condone wrongful acts, but to free yourself from the chains of anger. Leave judgment in my hands. By releasing the weight of offense, you open your heart for new blessings to flow. Do not keep yourself locked in the prison of grudges. Walk in the freedom of mercy. As you offer grace, you reflect my heart, and you experience a deep release from the burdens you have carried too long. Beloved, I also see how the weariness of life sometimes causes you to doubt your ability to carry on. I remind you, it is not your own strength alone that sustains you, but my limitless power. If you must come to me with tears and trembling words, pour out your fears, I promise. I will respond by calming you with my tender presence. The moments when you are certain you cannot go on are precisely the moments I want to show you that I am enough rest in my sufficiency. Let my grace empower you to stand again, even if you feel broken. I mend broken hearts, rebuild shattered hopes, and breathe life into dry places. Child, look back and see how many times you thought you were at the end of your endurance, yet I carried you through. Reflect on the lessons learned, the resilience you gained. It was never in vain. Every trial, every hurt shaped you into a more compassionate, more understanding person who can empathize with others. In pain, I bring purpose out of suffering. I do not delight in watching you struggle, but I transform struggles into stepping stones for spiritual growth. You have become stronger than you realize, and with each victory your faith is made deeper. Your love is made richer. Your spirit is drawn closer to mine. I'm aware that sometimes you feel ashamed to come to me, especially in moments of weakness, or when you have failed again. But I assure you, my love is not a reward for good behavior. It is a promise that never wavers. Do not hide in shame trying to fix yourself on your own. Before approaching me, come just as you are. I already know the condition of your heart. Better than you do, I do not reject you, even when you are far from perfect. I want you near me so I can heal what is wounded and correct what is wrong. My spirit is gentle, guiding you toward wholeness day by day. Trust my patience. I will never tire of working in your life. If you have been carrying guilt over situations you cannot change, or burdens for mistakes you cannot undo, I say release them. I'm the one who can restore lost years and redeem what was destroyed. I'm able to bring beauty from the ashes of your regrets. You need only relinquish control and allow my grace to move freely. Transformation might not happen in a single moment, but the process begins the instant you surrender. With each step of faith, you move toward freedom and away from condemnation. The accusations that try to cling to your mind cannot stand in the light of my truth. Never forget the power of my word. When you feel hopeless, immerse yourself in my promises. I have given them for you to cling to. Read them, speak them, and let them live in your heart. My word is not just historical text or mere poetry. It is alive and able to illuminate every corner of your soul, driving away shadows of doubt. It teaches you how to navigate relationships, how to handle resources, how to face opposition. When you unite my word with faith, you unlock supernatural guidance and direction. Do not let it gather dust. Open it as a daily invitation to commune with me. Let my words of life reshape your thinking, break chains of fear, and remind you of my unshakable covenant with you. I also encourage you to value seasons of rest and reflection. Constant business can drown out my still small voice. When you pause from your hectic pace, you learn to hear the gentle whispers of my spirit. Listen when I prompt you to slow down, to say no to extra demands, or to step away from endless distractions. Guard your spiritual well-being. Do not neglect the renewal your soul needs. I want you to flourish, not simply survive. Let times of quiet become sacred, moments where your heart aligns with my will, and your spirit absorbs my peace. In that hush you will find clarity about decisions that once confused you. You will discover creative solutions you had never considered, and you will feel the depth of my love that transcends all words. I want you to remember the particular calling I have placed on your life. Though it may seem small or insignificant to you, it has great worth in my sight. Whether you speak to a multitude or minister quietly to a single soul, your obedience is precious. Do not compare your role to others, nor covet what they have. You are part of a grand tapestry of my work across the earth, each thread essential to the larger design. Your unique experiences, passions, and even your scars have molded you to fulfill a specific part of this design. Embrace your purpose, no matter how humble it may appear, in eternity's light. What matters most is faithful service done with love. I see when anxiety for your loved ones overtakes you. You fear for their safety, their choices, their futures. Surrender these fears into my care. I love them more than you ever could, and my protection extends farther than your eyes can see. Pray for them with expectancy. Speak blessings over their lives. Intercede on their behalf, but do not let worrying eat away at your peace. Trust that I am able to reach their hearts, even when they are distant, to protect them even when they are careless, and to guide them even when they stray. Keep loving, keep forgiving, keep believing. Let me take the burden of worrying off your shoulders. My dear child, you are valued not for what you do, but for who you are in me. Achievements cannot earn more of my love. Mistakes do not cause me to love you less. Rest in the reality that my acceptance is a gift. Find strength in that acceptance. When you face critics or deal with disappointment, hold on to the truth that I have called you worthy. Look at yourself through my eyes. Eyes that see not just who you are, but who you are becoming under my guidance. Let my endless love be the foundation of your confidence, not the fickle opinions of people. When obstacles come against you, remember that I am the one who can part. Seize when there is no visible path. When all seems lost, I can open doors no human can shut. Seek my wisdom and not the counsel of despair. If you align yourself with my direction, no barrier can ultimately stand. You do not need to force events through panic or manipulation. Move and pace with my spirit, trusting that I make a way in my perfect time. Release your grasp on the outcome, and let me surprise you with my solutions. You will witness wonders that surpass your limited expectations. I also urge you to feed your mind with what nurtures your soul. The environment you choose shapes your thinking. Fill your home with words of praise and encouragement, not words of cynicism. Let kindness mark your conversations. Let compassion shape your decisions. If media or toxic relationships poison your heart, have the courage to set boundaries. Protect the sacred space of your heart, so my joy can abide there. Joy is not a fleeting emotion. It is the strength that propels you forward, even when circumstances are difficult. You can remain joyful because your hope is rooted in me, and I do not change in times of celebration. Remember to express gratitude. Gratitude is a key that opens your eyes to blessings you once overlooked. By giving thanks, you enter deeper into my courts, and you position yourself to receive more. A thankful spirit cannot be robbed of hope easily. Even the simplest acts of recognition, thanking me for a meal, for a sunrise, for a loved one's smile, guard your heart from despair. Look for opportunities to celebrate my goodness, even in the midst of adversity. As you do, the atmosphere around you shifts, and my peace descends like a gentle embrace. Keep in mind, dear one, that community is also my gift for you. I have not designed you to walk alone. Seek out those who encourage your faith and challenge you to become more like me. Be willing to invest in friendships built on honesty and love. Share each other's burdens, pray for one another, and celebrate victories together. Do not isolate yourself in times of trouble, for that is when the voices of doubt grow louder. Instead, draw near to others who carry my light, and be that light to them as well. Through unity and love, my people reflect my goodness to a world craving genuine connection. When you face temptation, do not be ashamed. Everyone encounters it. The question is how you respond. Cry out to me for help if you stumble. Run back to me quickly instead of hiding. I'm ever ready to forgive and restore a contrite heart. Real power to resist evil comes from abiding in me, allowing my spirit to direct your steps. Do not believe the lie that you must fight battles alone. Engage with my truth. Guard your thoughts and set your mind on things above. In doing so, you fortify yourself against negativity and deception. Rely on my strength and you will stand firm. I cherish each moment you spend in humble devotion. When you sing to me, no matter the quality of your voice, I hear a melody of adoration. When you sit in silence, allowing my spirit to soothe your soul, I delight in your openness. When you read my word with a hunger to grow, I feed your spirit with revelation. When you help a stranger in need, you please my heart. Do not belittle these simple acts of worship. They draw you closer to the heartbeat of my presence, forming a bond that external pressures cannot easily break. There will be seasons of abundance and seasons of need. In your plenty, remember the one who grants all blessings, and use your resources to bless others. In your lack, trust that I am still your provider. Just as I care for the sparrows, I will care for you. My resources are never exhausted. What I look for is a heart of trust. Do not let material pursuit consume your focus. Keep your eyes on eternal treasures, the qualities of compassion, humility, generosity, and faith that reflect my kingdom. These traits lead you to the riches of a fulfilled spirit and an overflowing heart. I encourage you to let go of comparisons It is easy to look at someone else's life and feel you do not measure up, yet you do not see their struggles or the lessons they have endured. I crafted you uniquely, with a path that is distinct from all others. Focus on your own journey with me, celebrating each small victory and each milestone. If you stumble, see it as part of the learning process, not a final verdict. Raise your head and keep moving forward, for I am walking beside you, cheering you on and giving you grace for every step. Rest assured that my plan includes seasons of joy. Laughter is my gift too. It rejuvenates your heart and reminds you that burdens are not the entirety of life. Give yourself permission to smile, to engage in wholesome fun, to share light-hearted moments with loved ones. This too is part of healing and growth. In that joy you reflect my delight over you. Yes, I grieve over suffering and injustice, but I also rejoice in hope and restoration. As you allow yourself to experience joy, you exhibit the fruit of faith in my goodness. When you find yourself at crossroads, uncertain which direction to go, quiet your heart and listen. I speak in gentle nudges and peaceful confirmations, in the alignment of circumstances. I can also redirect you through closed doors or unexpected detours. Be attentive and flexible. Do not panic if life shifts suddenly. Instead, ask me to show you the lesson or the new route I am providing. Nothing takes me by surprise, and I always have a purpose. As you keep your eyes open to my leading, you will discover that even the twists in your journey can lead to profound blessings you would never have found otherwise. Cling to my presence in the everyday routines. Sometimes you search for me in dramatic signs, yet I reside in the quiet details of life. I am with you when you rise in the morning and face the day's first thoughts. I am with you in the tasks you do, so often that they feel mundane. I am there when you pause for a brief moment of reflection, capturing your heart with a sense of stillness. Recognize the sacredness of each moment, and you will find that you live in continuous communion with me. This constant fellowship is what gives you the strength to handle challenges, the love to bless others, and the sense of security that no circumstance can take away. My love, I want you to be filled with expectation for good things. Faith is not naive optimism. It is confidence that I am ultimately working for your benefit, even if situations do not unfold as you imagined. Trust that my path will produce abundant life, the deepest satisfaction for your soul. Life may present many reasons to give up or become cynical, but I encourage you to stand on the unshakable truth that I am faithful. I can turn trials into triumphs, mourning into dancing, sorrow into laughter. Expect me to show up in unexpected ways. Expect that I will honor my word. When you feel exhausted by your own inner battles or by external pressures that wear you down, recall my invitation. Come to me, all you who labor and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. This is not just a poetic phrase. It is my heart yearning for your well-being. Lay your struggles at my feet. Stop trying to control every outcome. Rest in the assurance that I am for you. Trust in my ability to move mountains, whether those mountains are external obstacles or internal fears. The more you release your tight grip, the more you enable me to move powerfully on your behalf. Look at yourself as I do. You are my treasured creation, shaped by love, redeemed by sacrifice, destined for greatness in my kingdom. When you align your identity with my words, no insult can truly break you, and no setback can permanently defeat you. You are more precious than you grasp. I want you to live free from the chains of condemnation and self-doubt. Stand firm in the knowledge of who you are to me. You are a child of light, called to reflect my grace wherever you go. Be patient with yourself on this journey. Transformation is rarely instantaneous. It is a continual process of growing deeper in love and wisdom. Celebrate the small steps forward. Be kind to yourself when you stumble. Let my grace be your safety net, catching you when you fall. and placing you back on the path of hope. The entire process is part of your story, and I use each chapter for a purpose. No moment is wasted, no tear is meaningless. I gather them all, and from them, I create a testimony that will shine for my glory and your ultimate joy. Trust my timing, for it is perfect. Resist the urge to run ahead of my plans, or to lag behind in fear. Walk in step with me, acknowledging me in every choice. When you do this, you experience a harmony that surpasses your own. Understanding the pressures of life may still exist, but they lose their power to steal your peace. My peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the assurance of my presence, guiding you with love. As you cultivate this trust, you will see how I open doors in the precise moment you need them, how I protect you from unseen dangers, how I align situations so that you grow in faith and character. If at any moment you feel you have drifted too far, remember that I am always ready to welcome you back. The path of return is called grace. There is no condemnation for those who genuinely seek my face, even if you have turned away from my counsel. The instant you long for reconciliation, I run to meet you with arms wide open. This is the heartbeat of my nature, unrelenting love and boundless forgiveness. Allow that truth to sink in and redefine how you perceive every struggle, every sorrow, every joy. I am with you and I delight in you. My dear child, I have spoken these words to remind you that you are never alone. My presence envelops you, my words sustain you. My promises stand firm for all eternity. Take them to heart. Let them transform the way you see yourself, your circumstances, and your future. You are loved beyond measure, cherished beyond your wildest hopes, guarded with a passion that nothing can extinguish. You are mine, and I am your constant source of hope, healing, and salvation. My beloved, you have already glimpsed the depth of my love, and I want to take you even deeper. When you walk through seasons of testing, I am not distant. I am intimately aware of every challenge you encounter, and I stay by your side. Do not ever imagine yourself wandering in a maze without guidance, for I am the one who lights your path. I see you when you lie awake at night, grappling with questions that have no clear answers. I hear your silent prayers, the kind that never fully find voice. I treasure each longing and each sigh, and I promise that I am working to transform your burdens into stepping stones for growth. Though it may appear that nothing changes, trust that my power is at work beneath the surface, accomplishing more than you can perceive. Have patience with me, and have patience with yourself as well. I long for you to realize that I have uniquely shaped your heart. Within you I have placed desires and dreams that fit perfectly into my bigger plan. Perhaps you have tried to suppress these dreams, fearing disappointment. Perhaps you have judged them as unattainable, or others have dismissed them as mere fantasies. But if a dream resonates with the love, wisdom, and goodness of my will, it can become a catalyst for your destiny. I want you to know that the spark of aspiration within, you can be fanned into a flame of purpose. Do not underestimate what can happen when you combine faith with action, seeking my counsel at each step. I am the one who breathes life into what the world calls impossible. In your moments of hesitation, remind yourself that I have created you with the capacity to overcome, to innovate, and to love beyond measure. Trust my hand as you take new steps. Embrace new opportunities. Accept even those small beginnings. For I grow mighty trees from tiny seeds. You might look at your life and feel that certain parts of your story are messy or unfinished. You sense that there is a paradox. On one hand, you trust that I am good, yet on the other hand, you see circumstances that are confusing and painful. I invite you to lean into the tension, bringing your concerns to me. I never forbid you from asking honest questions. You need not hide your doubts or frustrations. Present them to me with a sincere heart, and I will guide you toward a deeper understanding. Sometimes the answer arrives as gentle insight, and sometimes it arrives wrapped in mystery that only time will unravel. But in every scenario, I will use your search for truth as a pathway to closeness. With me, your willingness to question, your willingness to wrestle with the unknown, can lead you to a more authentic faith, one that does not crumble at the first sign of challenge. Let your questions refine you, not defeat you. And always remember, my child, that I hold you securely even when life feels as though it is spinning out of control. When you encounter moments of abundance and ease, do not forget to pause in gratitude. Gratitude shapes your perspective, creating space for your spirit to rejoice in the countless ways I care for you. When you are grateful, you nurture a heart that resists complacency and entitlement. Let your gratitude pour forth not only through words, but also through actions of kindness, generosity, and compassion. I delight in seeing my children share their blessings, whether great or small. An open hand multiplies what it gives, allowing you to experience the joy of seeing hope and provision bloom in others. The measure by which you share your blessings will often return to you in unexpected ways. But even more importantly, it will cultivate a soul that is free from greed and comparison. You will find a unique satisfaction in selfless giving, for such a heart reflects my own in seasons of pain. Do not condemn yourself. If you find it hard to be thankful, I understand every complexity of the human heart. In times of despair, you may feel too drained to pray, or too discouraged to see beyond your immediate struggle. Even if you can only manage to whisper your anguish, even if your spirit feels as though it is drowning in sorrow, I will not turn away. I am near the brokenhearted. When you can no longer bear your burdens, let me be the one to hold you. I invite you to release the heaviness into my hands. When tears blur your vision, keep your heart open to the gentle reassurance of my presence. Step by step, you will see a day when the heaviness lifts, and you can breathe again. Trust that I collect every tear as a precious token, and not one goes unnoticed. I also call you to examine your relationships. Every person I allow into your life serves a purpose. Some uplift you, some challenge you, some cause you pain. I want you to grow in discernment, so that you might recognize who truly speaks wisdom, and who might be drawing you away from the direction I have for you. There is no pride in shutting your heart to others, but there is wisdom in setting boundaries that preserve your well-being. Cherish the people who encourage your faith, those who remind you of my promises, those who spur you to keep believing, even on your worst days. Offer grace to those who offend you, and do not let bitterness take root. When conflict arises, seek my guidance in how to respond. Strive for peace, but guard against letting negative influences tear down the foundation I have helped you build. As you walk in this balanced approach, you will discover healthy relationships that enrich your journey. At the same time, remember that no human being can fill the eternal longing in your soul. That place belongs to me alone. Keep in mind that you are an integral part of a broader community. Your trials can create bonds of empathy with others facing similar situations, and your triumphs can inspire those who feel stuck in defeat. Your life story is not insignificant. I can use every chapter, every success, and every failure to demonstrate my grace and power. If you allow me to shape your story, you will find that even your scars become testimonies of resilience, and your darkest nights become a backdrop for my light to shine with greater brilliance. When you open up about your struggles, you are not declaring weakness, but reflecting courage. Vulnerability in the right setting opens a door for healing and genuine connection. As you share what you have learned, you invite others to believe in the possibility of redemption, reminding them that no situation is beyond hope. In such authentic sharing, you mirror my compassion. Sometimes, you may feel disillusioned by flawed institutions, by injustices that persist in society, or by the seeming triumph of wrongdoing. Let me remind you that I remain sovereign, and there is no evil that escapes my notice, or stands beyond my power to address. I work in ways the world does not always recognize, and I recruit my children to be agents of restoration. If you sense outrage at the brokenness around you, bring that emotion to me. I will show you constructive ways to respond, ways that sow healing rather than more harm. I will guide you to be a voice of truth, but also a hand extended in love. My kingdom does not advance through vengeance, but through grace that transforms. Keep praying, keep loving, and keep serving in whatever sphere I have placed you. Although darkness seems formidable, it can never extinguish the light of compassion and righteousness. When you are overwhelmed by your responsibilities, remember that I have not called you to carry out every single task alone. You are part of a larger body, and I design my people to complement one another's gifts. Seek partnership, ask for help when you need it, and offer help when you are able. Humility is the soil in which unity flourishes. Admit your limitations, and allow my spirit to flow through the strengths of others as well. This cooperative spirit builds a reflection of my family, where each person's talents contribute to the common good. As you operate in unity, you become living evidence of my love, and the world will know you by the kindness and harmony you display. Conflict may still arise, but if you remain anchored in patience and forgiveness, I will guide you toward solutions that demonstrate my grace. I also encourage you to nourish your mind with what is edifying and true. Be mindful about what content occupies your attention. There are many voices that profit from fear and discord, many messages that stir anger without offering genuine hope. When these voices overshadow my perspective, you grow agitated or despondent. Combat that negativity by immersing yourself in reflections of my power and promises. Think about the goodness in your life, the breakthroughs you have experienced, the simple joys you often overlook. Fill your mind with my words of life, with stories of kindness, with reminders that redemption is real. This is not an escape from reality, but a profound alignment with the greatest reality of all, my ongoing work of love in the world. Through disciplined focus on the positive, you cultivate faith and a hopeful outlook, which in turn can impact others who feel trapped in despair. Do not discount the value of rest. You live in a culture that often glorifies ceaseless activity and measures worth by productivity. Yet I created you as a being who needs rest, who thrives on intervals of quiet and renewal. When you step back from your daily demands and enter stillness, you provide space for my spirit to speak to you in fresh ways. You allow your physical body and your emotional center to recover, even if you think you have too much to do. Trust that the world will not collapse if you pause to refresh your soul. In fact, you will return to your task with sharper clarity and increased resilience. Rest is an act of faith, acknowledging that I am in control, even when you cease your labor. Set aside moments to disconnect from the incessant barrage of information and let your heart meditate on my presence. There in the stillness, you can find perspective that eludes you amid the noise. My dear one, I want you to understand how forgiveness sets you free. Harboring resentment and replaying offenses in your mind formed chains that imprisoned you far more than they harm your offender. Genuine forgiveness does not mean disregarding the pain someone caused, but it does mean releasing your right to perpetuate the cycle of anger and bitterness. You hand over the role of judge to me, trusting that I see every detail and will bring about true justice. In forgiving, you unclench your hands from the grip of the past, making room for healing and potentially for reconciliation. Though reconciliation may not always be feasible, regardless, forgiveness brings you personal liberation. Let me help you through this process, especially when the hurt is deep. I will supply you with supernatural grace to choose forgiveness daily until your heart no longer burns with the sting of old memories. Cling to kindness, beloved child. It is so easy to react harshly when people mistreat you, or when circumstances strain your patience. A single act of gentleness can bring warmth to a cold environment, reminding people of the power of compassion. Choose your words with care, for words can wound deeply, or they can lift a weary soul. Let your heart be guided by love, even in moments of conflict. This does not imply avoiding truth. You can speak truth firmly, yet wrap it in empathy. When you do so, you reflect my character, firm in righteousness yet abounding in mercy. People often remember how you made them feel more than the details of what you said. Therefore, let your interactions leave an imprint of kindness. You might not see the immediate fruit, but seeds of warmth sown in challenging situations often produce healing at a later time. As you seek my will, practice listening. Prayer is not only about presenting requests, it is also about quieting yourself to sense my voice. I speak to your spirit in various ways, through your inner promptings, through wise counsel from trusted mentors, through doors that open or close, through scriptures that suddenly come alive, with relevance to your situation. Be patient in discerning my direction. Sometimes you expect immediate clarity, but I may be teaching you perseverance and trust by not revealing the entire path at once. I do not withhold guidance to frustrate you, but to help you cultivate dependence on me. Day by day, this process shapes you into someone who is sensitive to divine leading, someone who recognizes that life is a sacred partnership rather than a solitary quest. Take courage in the fact that even your missteps can be redeemed. If you feel you have misunderstood my guidance in the past, or if you ignored it to follow your own impulses, remember that I stand ready to redirect you. I do not reject you for wrong turns. Instead, I long to see you learn and grow. Come to me with humility, acknowledge your mistakes, and let me reposition you onto a path that leads to wholeness. My capacity to restore is beyond your greatest imagination. I can turn detours and delays into valuable lessons that deepen your character and heighten your empathy. I can transform regret into determination. I can take the fragments you think are useless and form them into a new beginning. You need not remain stuck in self-pity or condemnation. Allow me to demonstrate that I excel in making all things new. In times when you face loneliness, remember that my presence is not theoretical. It is profoundly real. You might sense emptiness because people have walked away, or because life transitions have separated you from what felt familiar. Embrace this invitation to discover the intimacy of my presence. Lean into prayer, worship, and the practice of silent reflection. As you do, you will learn that the deepest loneliness can be a doorway to the most profound companionship. With me, you will find that your worth is not determined by how many friends or followers you have, but by the unshakable truth that you belong to me. This awareness of belonging frees you to offer unconditional love to others, because your heart's core security does not depend on how they respond. Thus, even in solitude, you can thrive in my peace. I also see your concern for the future, your questions about finances, health, relationships, and the broader uncertainties of the world. I do not promise an existence free from trials, but I do promise that none of those trials can separate you from my love. Even if you walk through fire, you will not be consumed, because I am with you in the flames. Even if floods of adversity surge around you, you will stand because your foundation is secure in me. I ask you to face the future with courage, grounded in the knowledge that my goodness prevails. Over all turmoil, let hope anchor your soul. Let perseverance become a steady companion. You have survived countless challenges already, and you will overcome whatever else arises. Do not be paralyzed by worst-case scenarios. Instead, let my promises fuel your optimism. Embrace the transformations I bring your way. At times, I will prompt you to leave behind old habits, old mindsets, or even familiar places. Change can feel like loss, but it can also be an opening for new blessings. Pay attention when my spirit nudges you, urging you to release what no longer serves your growth. If you cling to what is familiar merely out of fear, you might miss the blessings lying ahead. Trust that I see beyond your limited scope. I know the people, the opportunities, and the environments that will propel you into a richer experience of life. Yield to me and I will make your path smoother than if you stubbornly resist. Even if you do resist initially, I am patient to guide you back with love. When you feel weighed down by the weight of your own imperfections, please remember that I never expected you to achieve moral perfection on your own. My desire is for you to abide in me, drawing strength and virtue from our relationship. Growth is a journey and grace is the fuel. I have invited you to step into a new way of living, empowered by my spirit in that. Empowering your weaknesses become opportunities for my strength to shine. Whether you face temptations that have plagued you for years or new struggles that test your resolve, keep coming to me, keep admitting where you need help. Keep soaking yourself in my word, which renews your mind and restructures your perspective. Over time, you will see transformation. You will notice that patterns, which once dominated you, lose their grip, replaced by attitudes and behaviors that reflect my nature. Rejoice in every step forward, and do not despair if you sometimes stumble. True failure is not the stumble. It is failing to rise again and continue pursuing my standard. Teach your spirit to worship in the ordinary moments of life. Worship is not confined to specific gatherings or formal rituals, it blooms whenever you pause to acknowledge my involvement in every facet of your existence. When you feel the warmth of sunlight on your skin, recognize it as a gift from me. When you share a meal with loved ones and laughter flows, appreciate my grace that weaves joy into human connection. When you face a decision and pray for wisdom, see how I respond through a sudden insight or a gentle alignment of events. All these can become acts of worship if your heart remains open to my presence. In the mundane tasks you undertake, cleaning, working, studying, I can be glorified if you perform them with a spirit of gratitude and diligence. This constant mindfulness of my presence transforms everyday routines into holy ground, where you encounter me in unexpected ways. Let your heart be a sanctuary of compassion. Whenever you see someone in need, remember that I care for them deeply, just as I care for you. Do not ignore the nudge in your spirit to help. However small the gesture might seem, a quick word of encouragement, a small donation, a supportive hug. These are all extensions of my concern. You may never know how such acts ripple through a person's life, but I see the final impact. And every time you engage in sincere compassion, you draw closer to my heart because you emulate the love I have for every human being. If an opportunity to show kindness passes you by, do not dwell on regret, but resolve to remain attentive the next time. Each day brings new ways to display mercy, to be my hands and feet in a hurting world. This is how my kingdom quietly expands, through ordinary acts of love, performed by those who know they are loved. And my child, keep the flame of faith alive, even when you don't feel spiritual emotions. Faith is more than a passing feeling. It is a steadfast reliance on the truth of who I am and what I have promised. Emotions will ebb and flow, but my nature remains consistent. Feed your faith by reflecting on the moments I have intervened in your life. Remember how I brought you peace and chaos, how I answered prayers in surprising ways, how I guided you through confusion until you found clarity. Each recollection is like a building block in your spiritual foundation, affirming that I never leave nor forsake you. When you face a new challenge, remind yourself that the one who was faithful yesterday will be faithful today and tomorrow. This anchoring in faith fortifies you against waves of uncertainty. Take care not to wrap your worth solely in your successes or your failures. I define your worth by my love for you, not by your achievements or your mistakes. Achievements can be worthy goals, but they should never become idols. that replace devotion to me. Meanwhile, failures can teach valuable lessons, but they should never overshadow the hope of redemption. Your life unfolds as a tapestry of growth, learning, reeling, falling, rising. I see the entire journey and rejoice in every step. That draws you closer to understanding. My heart, let me rewrite the narrative. When your mind tries to label you as unworthy or unlovable, my compassion rewrites every distorted label, stamping you instead with beloved and redeemed. Guard your tongue against cynicism and negativity. Words wield power, capable of shaping the atmosphere around you. When you speak words of faith, you stir hope in others. When you speak words of encouragement, you sow seeds of possibility into hearts that feel barren. Conversely, words of bitterness or condemnation can discourage and wound. Aim to make your speech an instrument of life, carefully seasoned with grace. This does not mean you must pretend all is perfect. You can be honest about struggles, while still maintaining a hopeful spirit. You can challenge wrongdoing, while clinging to a redemptive vision. Above all, let your speech reflect my love, unwavering and true. Consider also how you view yourself physically. I know the pressures and criticisms you sometimes experience about appearance and health. While caring for your body is important, do not become trapped in the pursuit of external ideals that overshadow the deeper values of love, humility, and kindness. Your body is indeed a temple, a vessel through which you live out your purpose. Treat it with respect and gratitude. Nourish it, rest it, and cherish the unique traits I have given you. But never let external standards dictate your sense of worth. True beauty emanates from a character molded by my spirit, a heart brimming with empathy, a mind anchored in truth. That kind of beauty radiates outward, shining more brightly than any physical attribute ever. Can make room for delight in your daily walk. I gave you the capacity for laughter and enjoyment as part of your design. Embrace hobbies, creative ventures, or playful moments that renew your spirit. Spend time with people who lift you, exploring ways to celebrate life. Simple pleasures, a good meal, a walk in nature, a shared conversation that strengthens friendship. Such moments are not frivolous. They are reminders that I created you for wholeness, blending work and rest, sorrow and joy, discipline and delight. By allowing yourself healthy, innocent pleasures, you sustain the energy needed to face challenges. You also echo my joy and creation. Observe how nature itself celebrates, from singing birds at dawn to vibrant flowers dancing in a breeze, and let that inspire you to do the same. Beloved, if your heart is weary from striving to please everyone, I urge you to direct your attention primarily to pleasing me. This is not a selfish aim, but a liberating perspective. When you prioritize my approval, you free yourself from the changing judgments of people. Some may misunderstand or criticize, and that is inevitable. But if you know you have followed my guidance, you can rest secure. My approval is not withheld from you as some unreachable prize. It is a gift you receive when you align your life with my love and truth. Though you will never be flawless by human standards, I look at the intentions of your heart. When I see a genuine desire to honor me, my favor surrounds you. Let that awareness calm any anxiety about public opinion. If you find yourself locked in regrets about opportunities missed, or words unsaid, or relationships left unhealed, bring them to me with a repentant spirit. I am not bound by time. While you cannot go back and rewrite history, you can move forward with wisdom and a commitment to act differently. If reconciliation is possible, seek it. If it is not, trust me. To bring closure in a way that allows you to grow. Release the burden of what could have been and focus on what can still be. Every day offers a new beginning. You are more than your past. You are constantly being transformed into a vessel that can shine love and truth. Mistakes can become a springboard to deeper insight, greater empathy, and renewed focus on what truly matters. Let hope anchor you in the present, drawing you forward into the future. I have planned for you. You may wonder what your calling is, how you fit into the vast expanse of my work. I have called you first and foremost, to know me and to let my love shape your life. Specific callings and roles may shift over time, but the heart of your calling remains, to be an expression of my character to the people around you. Whether you serve in a bustling city or a secluded village, in a corporate office or a simple home, your calling unfolds and how you treat others, how you use your abilities, and how you respond to daily situations. When you ground yourself in prayer and reflection, seeking my guidance, I will open your eyes to the opportunities that align with your gifts. I will give you peace about the direction you should pursue. And if I lead you to unexpected paths, be willing to embrace them, for I see potential in you that you have yet to discover. I cherish the dreams you hold close to your heart, the quiet hopes you rarely share with anyone. Offer them to me, allow me to refine them, to show you which ones align with my plan, and which ones might need adjustment. I am the one who infuses dreams with eternal significance, turning ordinary aspirations into avenues for my love and creativity to flow into the world. Sometimes I will ask you to release certain ambitions, to make space for something even better. Trust my wisdom in these moments. I know the future, and I know how each choice weaves into your growth. Keep your heart flexible, open to my leading, and I will fill you with dreams that invigorate your spirit and bless those around you. My child, your journey with me is not a matter of simply following religious rituals. It is an ongoing relationship where I invite you to walk with me, talk with me, and learn from me every day. I'm more than a distant authority figure. I'm your loving companion. Let that sink in. You do not need to earn your way to me. You already have my attention and affection. Bring me your joys, your struggles, your questions, your laughter, and your tears. You will discover the fullness of life as you remain aware of my nearness. Whenever you sense distance, examine where your focus has drifted. I remain constant, my arms are always open. Sometimes a simple shift of attention, a quiet prayer in your heart, or a moment of worship can restore your awareness of my presence. This relationship is the wellspring of all spiritual growth, and it brings delight to my heart. When you choose to engage with me freely, even as you grow in understanding, remain humble. There's always more to learn, always deeper layers of love and wisdom to explore. Pride can sneak in, making you believe you have all the answers, or that you are spiritually superior to others. Such pride erects walls of judgment and isolation. Let humility keep you teachable, open to fresh revelations. I want to show you, humility also positions you to serve more effectively. When you regard yourself rightly, not too highly and not too lowly, you interact with others from a place of balanced self-worth and sincere compassion. You can celebrate others' gifts without envy, and you can admit your own need for help without shame. In humility, you find release from the exhausting need to prove yourself. You are free simply to be my beloved child, doing the best you can with what I provide, and trusting me to handle the outcome. Finally, remember that you are part of my eternal story, one that transcends the boundaries of earthly life. I have placed eternity in your heart as a reminder that your existence is not limited to these present years. One day, all the trials, questions, and pains will dissolve in the face of my everlasting peace. This hope does not render your current life meaningless. On the contrary, it enriches every moment with significance. The choices you make, the love you extend, the trust you place in me, all these resonate in eternity. You are a pilgrim journeying through a temporary world, but you carry within you the essence of eternal life. Allow this perspective to infuse your days with purpose, to help you forgive more readily, love more generously, and live more courageously. I have poured out my heart in these words, so you might know you are never alone, never without hope, never abandoned. I am the one who formed your being, Who redeems your failures? Who walks with you in each moment? You are precious to me beyond what you can fathom. As you leave these words behind and go about your day, carry with you the awareness that you are immersed in my love. Let that awareness color your every interaction, soften your every response, and embolden your every step. You are my treasure, and I hold you in the palm of my hand with unwavering devotion.